This will be a video explaining a lot of things that happen. You know, it's about a variety of things. So I'm on disability, and in 1991, I had a gunshot wound while in the military that destroyed the right upper posterior of my right thigh, blow my leg off. Well, in the Naval hospital, they released me, but they were hesitant to, after the surgery, to give me fit for full duty again. But eventually, you know, I didn't want a medical discharge. So, well, today, after, I don't know, 20 years, I'm under doctor's care of terminal vascular problems, well, issues, blood clotting and acute embolism due to blood clotting. And I'm not sure if it's not from that wound, many wounds, but I got this letter in the mail about my disability. Well, when they gave me 100% disability, I filed for Social Security. Well, it took them 3 years to make a determination, and by that time, I hadn't had work for 3 years. So they said that I didn't have enough work credits because I haven't worked in the previous 3 years. And that just is, I don't know, it was an oxymoron to me. I don't understand that, how that works like that. But okay, so they approved my Social Security through SSI until full service disability through the VA is approved, which takes years. Um, Today I got this letter saying we need to contact the office that I just had the appointment with, online video conferencing, about my medical condition and my mental evaluation. Now, this wasn't about a medical condition or a verification or an update or anything. Now, all of this problem, now they're hounding my mother over this issue about getting in touch with me for a verification of my physical and mental capabilities. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me unless I have went crazy since, you know, they verified. Well, last time, which, if they keep continuing to bother my parents, send them letters to bring down to say I need to contact them, and then say disregard this letter because you already had your appointment, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. So today, I called her back, and she told me to disregard the letter after 35 minutes of waiting on, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of business there. I can see why they would want to talk to them. But I asked her if it was fraud. If you're actually real, who are you? What's your name? Where are you at? You're asking my name and me to verify all my information, but you won't give me your name? You're a federal employee. You're under your guidelines to give me your name and probably where you're at. It's like it was fraud. Some kind of maybe pretty good fraud. I mean, they made it sound real, but she accused me of lying. She says, I shook Reagan's hand and got my first accommodation on the Theodore Roosevelt in 1990 during Desert Shield, Desert Storm. So don't tell me that shit about being fucking unfaithful and disloyal and fraudulent. I don't want to hear that, especially from somebody that hasn't been to hell and made it back over here. Some lady threw a number that thinks I'm committing fraud. That's irritating. Yes, I'm kind of stressed the fuck out because it's irritating. Oh, she accused me of being overreactive, something like that. Like you're being just totally um, like I was making things up, or like I was picking at little things that didn't matter. Look, lady, my disability is only 1,000 a month. I mean, it's 974, I think. And I used to make 200 grand a year. It just doesn't seem like I would be in this situation right now with some lady that is telling me things that she has no clue what she's talking about. Why don't you just make a phone call to my Veterans Administration federally funded doctors, Team 9, and say, hey, yeah, this guy's okay, good. Check mark, check, okay, good, he's good. Why do you have to get my parents involved? Maybe third party, okay, that's in case of emergency, is what I signed. I didn't sign, here, send them all the mail that you send me. I never signed up for that. So, a misconception around the world. There's a lot of misconceptions that have changed since we were small. I'll give you 3 examples. Crazy. I had a storm here and a bunch of trees fell in my front yard, see? So I was trying to take my chainsaw and clear them out because we have turkey track here. Well, it's a festival twice a year. And my saw was gone. So I said, what? My saw's gone? Where did my saw go? Maybe the flood took it. No. It didn't go anywhere the last flood, the last 2 or 3 floods. I mean, it was up on the table saw. It was fine. Well, come to find out that we have thieves where I have moved from 2026 now to 1978. And we have these Highway 250 thieves, these robbers that go and pick at everybody's houses when they're not home, or these vacant houses. Then they started burning them down, the vacant ones. Well, I think that they caught the people that were committing arson there. But anyway, these trees are out in my front yard and I don't have a chainsaw. So I went and got me a chainsaw. I'm gonna clear these trees out of my yard. Well, I don't want the tree that is fallen the size of a 4-story building that is probably older than me and you put together to break up and float through my house, because it will. It'll torpedo my house and we'll float down Dutch Creek. Well, that's the gist of it. And when I bought my chainsaw, do you know what the bar of the chain said? It says, do not speed brake chain with fingers. Did you hear what I said? Do not speed brake chain with your fingers. Okay, I stopped for a minute and I read it again and I couldn't believe it. And I read it again and I finally got it. Somebody, somewhere out there where you're at, has bought a chainsaw, taken it home, mixed the oil if it runs on 2-cycle or 4-cycle, and actually started the chainsaw. And when he was done, or she was done, he set it down to turn it off, and he tried to stop the chain with his hand. That's my perception of what I just read about 6 times. So it made me realize, and I started thinking, what other products here have something stupid wrote on them? Well, right next to the chainsaws on this shelf that I'm looking at, every chainsaw has this warning on it. Right next to the chainsaws is a wall partition with gardening tools and wheelbarrows and things next to it. So I was like, oh man, it's a cool looking wheelbarrow. It's better than mine. Let me take a look at it. Well, the side of this wheelbarrow, there's a warning. It says, not for highway use. Did y'all catch that? Not for highway use. Like it goes down I-40 or to Houston and I-10 or, you know. So that's the second one I found, which makes me more curious on how many other products in this store, Lowe's, or I think I was at some off-brand store. I think it was like Sam's or something like that. I can't really remember. It's been too long ago. But it started me realizing the misconceptions we have because people sue people. Now, I'm not sure if anybody's ever remembered the McDonald's lady spilling coffee on her, and she sued the company because the coffee was too hot, and she won. This is the era where this suing people started, or having issues with things and having to put warning labels because of suing people. Somebody suing somebody, causing issues, and winds up suing the people and winning. So it's gotten worse. Now, the reality of this is my mother, she irons clothes. She irons my dad's clothes, I'm sure. And she has informed me that she was looking at new irons. So I walk over across to the material section where you buy material, and it has sewing products and machines and things like that. And I looked at this iron that was on the middle shelf. It's a nice one. It does everything but back your car up, okay? It's got lights. It's got dry clean, steaming. It's got everything. It's amazing for 60 something bucks. So I was like, damn, I was going to buy her an iron. Well, I read the box. You know what the box says? It says, do not iron clothes while being worn. What? Do not iron clothes while being worn? There's situations when I was in the Navy, I ironed clothes all the time, but I never tried to iron the clothes while I had them on my body. Do you understand? There's a slight chance of burning yourself, you know. It's just a common sense thing that people have lost track of. Getting back to this, the misconceptions about my chainsaw and all that, I started them out as a story about a tree, but it wasn't about the tree. It's about the 3 misconceptions that there's hundreds. Go through the stores and see yourself. People are losing track of the reality of, you know. Now, this lady has really stressed me out today. You know, I usually don't sit in front of the video, but somebody has to make that first step to make changes, you know, or to put the conception of the reality in somebody else's heads to help speak out about it. Now, I'm not sure, you might have had a misconception experience in your own time. I'm not sure. But based on everything that I've happened within, I don't know, the last month or two, this has gotten just crazy. Because from where I went in the Navy to where I'm at now, y'all all know they have made it insanity for me, have made it crazy for me, have made me kind of say, oh yeah, I can see that I am a little insane. But the reality of the misconceptions y'all have compared to the reality of my reality, I'm in 2026, fool. You just didn't keep up on technology. So it doesn't make me insane or crazy with everything else happening in the world. Oh my God. Y'all gotta worry and pick like chickens on a issue that could be solved with one phone call. The bottom line is, federally funding, I have added everything up that it costs them to mail me, to call me, to mail my parents, to do everything they can to send me to some kind of their doctor, which I did not go to and I did not agree to because I wasn't able. It's not that I didn't say I wouldn't show up. I just wasn't able to go because it was raining here. It was Valentine's Day. I can't walk, much less drive. I haven't had my license in years now because I can't drive. I'll die. I'll pass out and kill myself or whoever's with me, so I don't drive. I'm in a situation here that, hell yeah, I'm kind of crazy. Yeah, you're making me insane. When all of this would solve, it would be solved with intellect, without making your salaries, without making all this money you're using to spend to send all this crap around. Just make one phone call to Team 9, to my Veterans Administration, federally funded, that works exactly for who you do, and get him to tell you if he goes to work, he's gonna die. Makes no sense to me. So I'm sitting here recording this crazy. Yeah, oh yeah. Now I've heard of common sense, and I don't see much of it nowadays anywhere. Everything is, well, my dad drove a Ford when I was young, so I'm going to drive a goddamn Ford when I get old. And I own a Ford now because Chevrolet suck. Now, the misconception is I don't think if his dad drove a Chevy, he might have chose Chevy or Ford. So his dad didn't have an open mind on certain things. He drove what he thought was best and what he liked. So the generations after him that followed in his footsteps to make Daddy proud, he's going to drive a Ford because his daddy drove a Ford, damn it. Fuck a Chevy, I was a jack of all trades. I could fix anything. I'm a MacGyver at basically anything I wanted to do, welding, I've done it all. But only because it took me years to understand that if you want to do it, it's up to you. You go do it. So I did. I went to school. I went to college to learn things that I thought that I would use. Now, no, I don't use trigonometry every day, but I can work a 6-page problem, see? It's not the issue of using it every day. It's if you need it, you've learned it. Well, you go to tell people in this 1978, if you own a business and have a good last name, you'll fit in. But if you got long hair and tattoos all over your body, then you're never going to fit in, and you better stay out at Turkey Track. You better just stay out there in your straitjacket because it isn't going to happen. Well, I think that over a period of time, personality changes people because the first thought that you have of another person is that first meeting. But that's not always true. The first thoughts they have of you is what they've heard about you, or who has seen you, or who else is going to accept you into this little group of Waldronites that I live in. So I don't go to town but once a month because downtown you can't talk about aerodynamics or spacecraft or SpaceX, You can't talk about the robots and, the price of rice in China with these people here. If it isn't about hay baling, pig farming, something country, my tractor went down and I need a little help there, my fence needs mending type shit. Or you own a business here because business owners are their own little group, see? So there's two sociable standards that they judge you by. First was my long hair, okay? And I usually didn't have long hair. I usually kept it really nice and kind of doctor, maybe looked like an attorney. But I was military. I mean, I was Navy. I had a Navy background, but then I became rebellious. I've had short hair for years, damn it. I'm going to let this shit grow out, and that's what I'm doing. So, everybody out there, take this to heart, man. Don't follow everything you hear. Don't follow everything you see. Those who dance are considered insane by those who can't hear the music. Don't ever forget that. And don't listen to people you don't trust. You know? Peace, bros. Until next time. Thank y'all, man.